First Newcastle game I attended was, not that I can remember much about it, but it was actually Kevin Keegan's testimonial. So I was only very, very young at the time, and I don't remember really anything about the game other than the helicopter at the end, coming down and crying my eyes out at it. But I just remember it being very special, and my mum telling us like how important the game was, but I can't remember a thing about it other than that. Wasn't really until kind of the late 80s when I started going regularly, and the first full season where I went every game, which I can kind of remember all of it, was the 89-90 season. Started off nicely with Mickey Quinn scoring 4 against Leeds. God, there's so many. Surprisingly, there's even a couple of Ben Arthur goals in there that I could say which. There you are. That's an exclusive. Favourite goal has got to be Jonas against West Ham. It wasn't the greatest goal, but just everything that kind of around it just makes it so special and memorable for me. Like the fact that the treatment that he had kind of beforehand by Ashley, being sent out on loan and all of that kind of thing, and it was an important game. We were still at risk of getting relegated going into that last game, and then it was just wonderful the way that it felt him to score, and then we all remember that celebration, running over to Ashley and giving it that. So that's just brilliant. Just even watching it now, it still gives us goosebumps. I had a couple, to be honest. So first favourite player was probably Mickey Quinn. Watching him, not that he was there for particularly long, and then in Andy Cole, and that was the first one that I really loved was Andy Cole. Beardsley, without doubt, was the best player I ever seen. I had a soft spot for John Beresford as well, but yeah, I'd say Andy Cole. Well, anybody that's watched the Kit podcasts will know how hard this one is to judge. I'll probably change my mind on it. Like, depends on the day that you ask us. Like, sometimes it could be the 93-95, and then there's obviously the 95-97. I love the 2001 to 2003. Today, I'm going to say the championship, the Coca-Cola Adidas shirt. I just love that strip, and I was wearing it the other week, so it's fresh in my mind. But there's too many. Bobby. So that might surprise a lot of people. It's always going to be between Keegan and Bobby Robson. Keegan was the kind of the main one growing up, and when I was really following Newcastle, and then, you know, obviously did wondrous things for us as a club. But just the way that Bobby Robson came in after a difficult few years with the reputation that he had, and he just got everything about the club. The way he talked about the club, he was so proud. He was an absolute gentleman, a fantastic manager, and he gave us some of the best days and nights of my life. I've probably already mentioned this one, Andy Cole. I think anybody that was kind of supporting Newcastle in the early 90s was, you know, what a player he was at the time, the partnership that him and Beardsley had, and for Keegan to then go and sell him. Maybe it was Keegan that broke my heart, but it was that moment of Andy Cole being sold. I don't think I'm over it yet. A moment that broke me heart, probably that first real season where I went every single home game, the 89-90. It was a bit of a mixed season. We got off into the playoffs and came up against our old friends from down the road to get into the playoff final, and went to their place and withdrew. John Burridge saving a penalty in the last minute, and then took them back to St James, and just thought, well, we'll do these, no bother, and they're stuffed with 2-0, and it was absolutely awful. And being, I think I was still at school at the time, obviously, because I'm only 25. Yeah, that was a tough one. My first proper heartbreak, I think. This one's an easy one. So it's that 2002-2003 season, and it's the moment that Craig Bellamy puts it in at the near post to send us through in the Champions League. I was lucky enough to be there, and I've never experienced anything like that. That game, the ups, the downs, the atmosphere and noise was just incredible, and the way to win it at the death like that was just something special, amazing. Ooh, this was a tough one because I don't know if I've got a real standout player that I really like. I like a lot of them. I like Matt Ritchie just for the his attitude and the kind of the way that he takes himself on and holds himself up. Saint, I love Saint, but he's frustrating and is in the same breath as well. I'll go Callum Wilson. I think he's the best player at the club at the minute, and he's one, if he can continue in the way that he's going at the moment, he'll go down as a cult hero. So yeah, Callum Wilson.